Okie dokie. Hello everyone. This is going to be my first product review ever on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm in my Moto Guzzi den of Italian motorbikiness. My happy place. I can't really show you too much because it's a bit of a state and it's absolutely minging outside. So I'm in the shade or under cover. Hopefully you can hear me okay. And what I wanted to do is give a full user review of the Motoairbag M1, because there's a few online, but not many. And the information I did find was a little bit patchy. Obviously, their own website is really good, and there's a really good Bennett's or Bike Social review that's in depth, which was great. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information on it so you can make the right decision when purchasing. So a few facts and figures. This airbag offers chest and back protection. 15 litres of airbag volume in the back, 10 in the front, an activation time of 80 milliseconds. So I don't know how fast that is, to be honest, but it sounds pretty good to me. If you're getting knocked off your bike, if you're thrown clear, it's going to be well up by the time you hit something, in theory. Those rear end shunts or side on, you know, you really need to be riding to avoid those, but I think having one is better than not having one, isn't it? Chest and back is both level 2 protection, which is amazing, and these are CO2 or gas cartridge cylinder charged, front, chest and rear. There's two cylinders. You have to buy two if both go off. Obviously, if only the front goes off, you only need one, vice versa. And servicing, I think, is like an optional service every 4 years. I paid about £440, which is a lot of money. But, you know, if it protects you from serious injury, this is not something you need to be worried about. Importantly, this will not go on underneath a jacket. It has to be above the jacket. There's not a lot of logos, which I like. There's just the M1 on the front, little sticker, and a low-level Motoairbag at the rear, which is cool. It just looks like a black vest, which I like. Really good size front pocket. You can get a mobile phone in there, keys, super easy zip. I like that a lot. That's really cool. It's got expandable sides. So this is quite large. I've got a 46 chest, which is pretty big. Obviously, with jacket, I do have a back protector in the jacket. And with the extenders out, it fits perfectly. With them on, really tight. If you're that way inclined, you might want to, you know, wear it with a t-shirt in the summer. You know, if you had elbow protectors on, or if you just wanted a vest on. You know, I'm not judging. You could absolutely do that, and you'd be fine. It is heavy. It's probably 2 kilos. I could get you the exact figures. But when it's on, it spreads across the weight and it's absolutely fine. Yeah, it doesn't feel heavy at all. You do notice that there is a cylinder pack inside the front and the back, but they've done a really good job of kind of keeping that away. Importantly, you do not have to get firmware updates for this. You do not have to plug it in. You do not have to plug it into a computer, I should say. You do not have to worry about water because it's fully waterproof. This will get wet, the vest will get wet itself, but the cartridge system is fully waterproof, which is amazing. A few things to be clear about with this, which I was, you know, different from other vests. Firstly, there is actually 2 systems in it. So one is the front, one is the rear. It doesn't activate one and set them both off. It can do one or the other. And the manual does say to clip it into the bike in a way that activates the front before the rear. So it has to kind of be a little bit behind your rear end just to activate correctly. And what happens is it has this really clever inertia block system, a bit like a seatbelt, with a little snap hook, which you do need to connect to the bike. So that is worth bearing in mind. You do need to physically remember. I've forgotten numerous times. And I've forgotten when I've gotten off, and it has gone, yanked it, but not deployed, which is amazing. You get probably 2 feet worth, so more than enough to get off either side of the bike. And what happens is this block doesn't actually have any bearing on the deployment. This is like a little seat belt, and once that does activate and stop and pull with enough force, it will pull the pins out of the front or the rear. So I didn't know. I thought this was sort of a super clever, you know, inertia timed magic box. It's actually not. It's more just a clever seatbelt sort of setup that gives you that ability to stretch and go off the bike. Some of them have smaller lanyards, and obviously some of them have the algorithms running and they're completely unplugged. So it's your preference. I prefer this because of the waterproof element of it, because of the simple, in my mind, the simple. There's no firmware, there's no update needed. It's simple. If that gets yanked and I'm pulled off this bike, front or backwards, these will go off. If I'm fully evicted from the motorcycle, they'll both go off, which is great. And they are massive. They do the back of the head for hyperextension, which is a major risk, and they do the coccyx, which a lot of these don't. This really does come down below your backside and coccyx, which is super important if you're going to land on a curb or something like this. This sort of honeycomb is really good for keeping it from feeling hot. It feels really well ventilated. Obviously, it's on top of a jacket anyway. This is an adjustable large. The zip is great, super strong. It comes with like a belly strap, which is like a seat belt. That's fully adjustable and it's really well made. Then it comes with a smaller chest clip, which is super easy to connect. All really simple to put on. It's got big sort of armholes. So, you know, unlike some backpacks where you need a second person to help you put them on sometimes once you're fully kitted out, this just slides on. It's really cool. This is small and it keeps out your way. You don't even see it. And it comes with 2 connections. One you can bolt to the bike, which I have on my Ninja, somewhere there in the rain, and another seat belt, like a buckle seat belt anchor, which you can use on multiple bikes and just take with you, which is great. So all in all, I'm really pleased with it. I didn't go with, let me see if I can get a better, apologies, I'm working on my setup. I didn't go with a Dainese Air, Smart Air, I believe that's the 3rd one. It looks really cool, but it feels like you're wearing a sports bra. That can go on underneath or over the top, but it isn't waterproof. And again, you've got all of these kind of algorithms and firmware updates and plugging in and servicing. I do believe on the new Dainese you can service it yourself up to 3 detonations, I suppose you could call them, or deployments. That's probably the better word. With this one, I think 3 or 4 as well before they're really thinking you should go in and get it checked, which makes total sense. But no, I love it. It looks really cool on a black jacket. You don't even notice it. One thing to bear in mind, they don't recommend them really with backpacks. If you have like a Oxford Atlas or a Krieger with a central chest clip, they say don't clip it on. So if you do want to wear a backpack, I think you can. Just don't clip up the chest, and bear in mind, if you've got heavy items in a backpack or it's particularly tight, I think it would restrict deployment. But yeah, other than that, I would definitely say buy one. The Alpine Stars ones look pretty good. One of them feels a bit like an undershirt, and it's all saggy and baggy and horrible. I think that's the textile free. I do apologise. You'll be looking at that one as well, I imagine, when researching these. But this one actually has the best review. I think it's the most simple. It is light. You could put that in a backpack while you're travelling, and it is mechanically activated. And yeah, just bear in mind that this isn't, you know, there's no brain in this. It is just essentially a seatbelt for your bike connected to 2 pins, which is connected to the deployment system. So yeah, I thought it was a little bit more than that. It kind of sold us a little bit more than that, in my opinion, on the marketing, but it works great. So yeah, it's not too short, it's not too long. It is just a bit like wearing a sort of Harley Chapters vest, and the fabric's really nice, quite strong, but it's really stretchy. So yeah, I highly recommend them. Why would you not wear one? I know it's expensive, guys. You'd much rather spend 400 or 500 quid on some tricked out suspension like I have recently for the Gutsy, which costs pretty much the same. But you guys will find out in the future from my videos that I'm actually in the fire service as a whole-time firefighter, and fortunately I don't go to too many, but the ones I do go to, motorcycle collisions, yeah, they're not good. And any protection we can give ourselves, you know, get it under the Christmas tree, do a bit of overtime, get it bought, use it, plug it in, and enjoy the riding, especially on sort of longer rides. You do feel a little bit like you're wearing a parachute. That's what my wife said I looked a little bit like, but you know what? Wearing a Black Ninja parachute while you're riding your motorcycle, it's cool, sounds cool to me. So yeah, hopefully that has been helpful, guys. I think it offers really good value, and I'll leave it there. All the best.